Welcome to season 2 of Mic'd Up. I'm here with we ain't got mics. So welcome to season 2 of Mic'd Up. We're coming at you 2 weeks after the events of Pro Bowl 5. I'm here with Andrew, and we're going to talk about what happened in Pro Bowl 5 and then talk about leading up to the softball tournament. So Andrew, how would you describe what happened during Pro Bowl 5?
It was heartbreaking, but that was a game I really wanted to win. Absolutely, I made promises to the Mic'd Up universe, the Mic'd Up fans, that I was going to win MVP, and I did not deliver on those promises. But that's the way life goes. Sometimes it happens, and it goes the way you don't think it's going to go. Like I said, it sucks, but I'm winning in life outside of that. So, I'm excited to join the journalist team, the commentary team next year. I'm still going to be a part of it, but my playing days are over for the foreseeable future. But I'll be here for softball, and that's one I'm planning to three-peat in. I've already started a legacy in that, and I want to keep it going, and I want to keep improving, because I was the first overall pick, and don't get me wrong, I played a lot better than the first performance, but it still wasn't a first overall pick worthy performance. So,
well, the first overall pick thing confused a lot of people. No offense.
Yeah, but we won.
Yeah, y'all did.
We won in dominant fashion. So
we did.
It paid off in the end. It confused a lot of the fans. People thought I was a just terrible player, and I was in Pro Bowl 1, despite getting the game-winning run. I was not great. I wasn't the worst, don't get me wrong. I was nowhere near the worst. But Pro Bowl 2, I'd say I improved my game significantly.
You did.
Still not one of the better players. Still kind of mediocre in the grand scheme, but I still want to keep improving, keep getting better. And, we haven't had good success out today because Michael's pitching has been a little questionable, and I'm playing in Birkenstock, so it's kind of hard. So we'll start off with me pitching, and hopefully at some point we can find some my hitting groove.
Yeah.
And I've hit home runs off fields of this length. So we actually played Pro Bowl softball in that field over there.
Yeah, we played at Lost Mountain Park. We're at a different one.
This is a different park?
Yeah, this is
it looks the exact same, right?
Yeah, kind of, in a sense, yeah.
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm sure about it.
Yeah,
but I thought
all the parks are kind of the same.
Yeah. I remember them having a big bathroom and stuff. But anyway, regardless, we're out here to play, and like I said, I just want to keep this legacy going. I want to be a 3-time champ. And honestly, like, a lot of people think I'm just forced to go to the Dragons, because I've played in 7 Pro Bowls, I think. 7, yeah. Every single one of them I've been on the opposite team of Luke Simmons. And this is his first year GMing a baseball team or a softball team.
Yeah, he's playing. So he's a captain.
I just want to make it known. Many think I'm full Dragon committed. I'm open to playing for either team. All right, whatever team drafts me, and that's no shot at either team. I'm just saying, like, my loyalties are not aligned to anywhere at this moment. Not until I hear my name get called on draft night. So, Luke, if you're watching this, I know you watched season 1. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But I don't have anything else to say, so we can just start pitching now.
Yeah. So I was captain on the Fairbanks Grizzlies for 2 times in softball. Of course, the 1 time for football. Football, not much to say. In the episode I'm going to post before this, you'll see I suffered an injury of sorts that kept me out of the majority of the game, where I couldn't play to the best of my abilities. And that Pro Bowl football loss was the first time I've experienced true heartbreak in my life. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost cried on the car ride home, just thinking about, just being more mad at myself that I couldn't go out there and do everything I worked hard on this whole entire months leading up to it. So I'm looking to get early work in on softball. My leg feels good, so we're gonna see what we can do here. not gonna lie, it's kind of dangerous.
It is what it is.
You just gotta duck as soon as you throw it, basically. Yeah.
Explode off of.
Gotta go yard though.
Good exit.
Yeah. Not great.
Kind of a iffy pitch.
Yeah, it's a bad look for me. It's not a great look for the quad, but it is what it is. So, it's a double. The third base may have that one. Depends who's there. That's foul. That's rolling down the highway. Pretty great. That's hurt. Pop up. Not bad. Not bad.
Not at all.
Got it. I'll talk more about the game. So with Pro Bowl Football 5, granted the other team won't say it, but their captain would. It was one of the closest games in Pro Bowl history. Here's the thing. We're kind of, the best way I can say it is, if we won that game, the other team would have complained that it wasn't fair, that they had less players than us. But like, they're like, oh, it's 12 versus 17. I was like, realistically, the majority of my team has little to no football experience at all. So, I mean, we like the other team, majority of them had played football before, so they had some kind of knowledge of that. Not to disrespect them or anything, they played a really good game, but that was one of the closest games in Pro Bowl history, and we were 5 yards away from winning. Unfortunately, something that killed us throughout the game was our snapping was less than preferable, so they ended up costing us in the end, where it was a bad snap and we lost yardage on 4th down, and they went on to win on the next play. It hurts, I'm not gonna lie. I keep on thinking, what could I have done different? And like I said, I'm more mad at myself that my body didn't let me perform up to the standards I wanted to. My hamstring was so, I don't even know how to describe it. It wasn't like messed up or anything. It just, I couldn't run without hobbling, and one of my specialties is I'm able to pick up speed fast. That includes like defending people, of course, I just went my second Pro Bowl without allowing a reception or a touchdown. So we'll ride that high. But I mean, it's just one of those things where it's kind of disheartening, because I put in so much work to be at this position where I can perform up to the standards I wanted to, and everything I did was to better myself. Something that y'all don't know about me is I have very tight hamstrings. I was a collegiate athlete for 4.5 years, and those hobbled me greatly, but I never could find I would stretch some days and just forget about it, but leading up to this game, I stretched every single day. Got my hamstrings the loosest they've been in a very long time. I could actually almost touch my toes, and literally there were so many practices where I in theory didn't hydrate a lot, and my legs didn't my hamstring didn't cramp at all. And unfortunately, the days that I did practice, my hamstring did cramp up on me both times. And they cramped up on the first time 2 weeks before the Pro Bowl. I did all the rehabilitation I could on it. It felt good. We went back out there and did it again. I caught a ball, and it cramped up on me, which you'll see in that mic'd up episode I'm going to post. It's just so disheartening, you know, because I put so much work in to be able to go out there and perform my best. You know, I worked on my catching all year. I worked on just everything so I could go out there and be the athlete that I could be, you know, and I wasn't able to do that. And it hurts. Like I said, it's just so disheartening that happened. That I could have been great. I could have gone out and had a good game. I could have potentially made a game-winning play. I could have potentially scored a touchdown, and I wasn't able to do that. So, no, not much more I can add about that. Andrew and I are equally heartbroken with the results of how the game ended up. It's just one of those things where I said in the interview for the live stream, I was like, I don't know what more I can do, because, you know, I had a good team. I had a great team. And we performed up to the standards we wanted to. We didn't establish the pass like we wanted to, which, you know, that was one of our downfalls. But, you know, every time we figured out how to adjust on defense. We made plays when it matters. We got turnovers. We stopped them on fourth down. We literally did everything that we wanted to do, and it still wasn't enough. You know, and maybe it just wasn't destiny. Maybe it wasn't meant to be our moment. But, you know, Andrew could say this, and I could say this too. I mean, for me, it's been 4 years of constant loss, and, you know, last year losing by double digits in a game where we were completely dominated on both sides, and we had the better team. And then this year, I think all of our teams were equal talent-wise, and we were 5 yards away from winning the game. And you know, we don't play the blame game. You know, the Bad Batch, the second Johnny caught that ball, they started playing the blame game on who it was, whose fault it was. But, you know, the second Ben scored that touchdown, the game-winning one, we didn't put a blame game on anyone. It's just, you know, there's just so much stuff we probably could have done better. But, you know, we'll just have to figure that out when time comes. So, all right, you ready to hit, Drew? You wanna talk to the camera about last year's softball tournament? Andrew, how do you describe the course you were? Oh, thank you. There we go. There you go. Yay.
There we go.
Thank you, sir. Andrew, how would you describe last year's softball game? What all happened to the Grizzlies team beforehand, and what happened during the game?
I mean, I think it was a win, regardless. I think it kind of took the fun out of it, us dominating so much. But at the same time, like I went out to the dugout, and I was speaking to one of the girlfriends slash fiance slash wife. I won't clarify, but I was telling her how I felt bad about it. She said, "These guys did the same thing to you in football. Why do you feel bad?" It kind of made me feel better. Of course, there were some people who were on my team in football, but
Yeah, there was only one person on the team, technically two,
yeah, I don't know, dude. Like I said, Luke's 5-0 against me in football, 2-9.
You're 2-0 against them in softball. So.
But I mean, like, I'm not opposed to being on his team, but just know if I'm not, like, I'm gonna win regardless. Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm not saying I'm gonna be the reason we're gonna win. I'm just saying whatever team gets me is whatever team is what fate is gonna decide is gonna win. That's just the way this works. It doesn't matter if the Glacier Pilots give me, the Glacier Pilots win. If the Dragons give me, the Dragons win. It's that simple. The team that gets me is going to fly higher. It may be a series sweep, it may not be, but I'm confident. Like I said, it's fun. You know, it's not. I'm not chasing anything. Like I'm just going out there to have fun. I know what it feels like to win. I know what it feels like to lose. And in the end, at the end of the day, it's all just about going out there and enjoying yourself, enjoying the company that comes. And you know, we only get to see these guys a few times a year because everyone's getting so busy now. And just be thankful for it. And you know, win's nice, but it's not everything.
You ready to be great?
Yeah.
The real question is, am I ready to be great too? See if I screw the move on this. And leave that out. So I'm like face it in front of you so I can actually put it in that, like stick it out. Reach out. Yeah, like that. Alright, perfect. So that works. There we go.
That's a great hit.
Well, hey.
Good pitch. Best pitch we've had all day.
Not bad. Good catch, though.
Shouldn't be
In
entertained.
softball last year, you hit a home run, correct? How do you feel to hit your first ever Pro Bowl home run?
Felt good, but I feel like come back over here. I feel like I had a shot, but it felt good. But I feel like looking back, I kind of over celebrated.
I think it's reasonable to celebrate a home run.
Yeah,
I mean, even though I wasn't a big fan of you hitting it, I was happy with it. You know what I mean?
yeah. Look, here.
Andrew, you're one of the, let's say you're one of the few people that are, you're probably one of the two people that are undefeated in softball, technically.
Yeah.
How do you feel to be up there in those conversations where you could potentially build a bad batch like dynasty? Wherever you
And I
go?
think I will, dude. And I don't think it's subjugated to just one team like how Bad Batch was. Like I'm serious. Whoever gets me is going to win. If I have to three-peat on 3 different teams, that's fine. Now, I mean, I'm probably going to the Dragons. I accept that. I've already made plans around it. That's not where my loyalties lie. My loyalties lie to wherever I go. I've already said this, but I'm open. If it's possible for you to catch, go ahead and try to fill it. That would be good work for you anyway.
Not bad.
Oh.
You want to score the pitcher?
Huh?
You want to rush the base and you get up? Not the greatest.
There's one coming in.
So Andrew, did you get you a silver slugger or golden slugger last year?
I was a nominee, but I didn't win it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you were. I know I got the golden glove, you picked twice. And I think Josh won a silver slugger, right?
Pretty sure, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did. 'Cause
I think it's down in the
he went
archive.
crazy.
Yeah, we'd have to check the archive. Did y'all ever decide on the first team all broke?
Yeah, I think so. We haven't posted it yet, though. It was pretty much almost decided. We figured out there's some controversy, though, with the decoy. Kendall inflated his stats significantly.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, next year, I feel like nothing. I mean, I feel like I can help with stat keeping.
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
Like
having
it should have
actual
been.
stat
I don't know if it
keepers,
was Jeff Dawson or if he had help, but
no, the guys went through the game after, like,
no, I mean, I could be keeping them in game, and then we could go back over film just to make sure. But
yeah.
I could keep stats for football.
I think we also need to get reps.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an unbiased referee. That's it. I mean, that would be playing fair, because that would be hard for people to play that. So you could definitely get a base on that.
If it rolls out like that, I think.
Well, if it bounces fair like that, either way, take off running as soon as you hit it, no matter what. That way you can already be on base or see if they mess up or not. I know there's a couple times where a ball that wasn't hit far ended up in the outfield because of a miscue. We're to score a couple runs. Yep.
Yeah.
Try to what? We give you 4 more. Try to give you 4 more good ones. So Andrew, you want to tell them about softball, Pro Bowl softball 1?
Yeah, dude, we went out there and Elijah was the captain of the Tropic Thunder. Michael was the captain of the Grizzlies. I went in and I tampered with the captains. I tampered with the draft. Leading to
Mind you, my decision was final. There was some influence, but my decision was still my own.
he considered getting Luke. I said, listen, Luke's a great player. Isaiah's the pound for pound best. And now I think after 2 Pro Bowls, I think it's very apparent that he's the best.
Luke's still pretty good.
Luke is good. Luke's probably a top 3 all time. Maybe top 2 if you count in both performances, but he's not number 1. And Isaiah, you can make an argument. He should have won MVP last year instead of Roman. And that's no offense to Roman, but if you look at the stat sheet, Isaiah was better and more of an impactful player. So, I mean, it really should be 2-time MVP, but the record books are set. We're not going to change anything. And Roman was a one and done player. He'll probably never play another Pro Bowl again, but of course we appreciated having him. And he did.
Mind you, I had Roman first.
He still did have a legendary performance, so we'll give it to him there.
Me trading Roman might have been one of the up there with the most boneheaded things.
Yeah. Now Roman is a fitness influencer. So
Who really won? That's the real question.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
But a Pro Bowl softball won. But yeah, we went out
so
there.
someone say Elijah in theory had a better team with the experience that was on it.
Yeah, you could say that, but he didn't. We won both games. We dominated the first game. It's funny enough because Michael was number 21, Elijah was number 7, and then we won game 1, 21-7.
That is kind of crazy.
And then and then in game 2,
It was like 9-8 or something like that. It was something weird.
game 2 was 16-15.
Yeah, that's right.
And it went into like the 11th inning, I want to say.
Probably the 8th inning.
Maybe there was only 7 innings. It was an extra. We went
Yeah.
to multiple extras.
That's right.
But it was I want to say it was past the 9th. Anyway, I don't know. It was an intense game, and
A game that we should have lost, mind you. There was a lot of heroics that came off.
But if you look at it this way, like a lot of people didn't even want to play game 3 because softball's gassing, and I think that's why I think winning game 1 is so huge. And I know we've only had 2, but both of them have been sweeps because once you win game 1, you've already got all this momentum, and like if you can get past one more game, it's over right then and there. But if you can't, then I mean you've got all this restlessness that you've got to worry about, and then I think it gives both teams a little anxiousness because it shows game 3 could go down to anyone. And I wouldn't be opposed to that happening. It'd be sick. I think it gets the fans involved. But I do think if it goes to a game 3, I think it should be set on a different day. I think it should be a 2-day event because 3 games in one day is a lot. And I think a lot of people can agree with me on that.
Yeah, for this most recent one, doing a game 3 would have been, frankly, when we played, it was cold,
Yeah.
very cold. And we were gonna do, in theory, if my team found a way to come back and win, which it would have been a miracle and a half. Probably one of the more bigger upsets in the history of Burr Bowl. But we were gonna do it on Saturday morning and then do a home run derby. But I mean, all of us were, we were out there for such a long time, and my team was just, we had girls on my team. That's how strapped we were for players. Girls that had no experience.
But
So, it was,
like I said, it feels like a fraudulent win, but don't get me wrong, we're winning that game regardless. I don't care if they have, and there's no offense to the Grizzlies team, and I'm glad they were able to even come out and we were even able to have that game. I just think I think the Dragons team in Pro Bowl 2 was a lot better. It was better than either team in Pro Bowl 1. And I think it was just a really dominant team, and I think we were going to win regardless. And I hate that it had to end up being like that, because it really takes the fun out of it. Like in Pro Bowl 4, when you just get dominated the whole time.
just
Either
like,
way.
I don't know, it takes, like, Pro Bowls are meant to be, I think a lot of times we lose sight of what's important, because, like, we're getting to the point, I like everyone that we bring into the Pro Bowl. We're getting to the point where, like, we're talking about bringing in, like, super athletes, basically, to play, because, I don't know, I feel like we're kind of losing sight of, like, what the Pro Bowl is, and I'm all down for having people come and play, but, what's the point in playing, or let me figure out how to say this. It's kind of hard to keep it fair in the integrity of the game when we're out here scoping super athletes, and my team for football was in theory relatively stacked, but so was Luke's, and a couple people talked to me after the game, and they were kind of upset with the amount of playing time they got, and for me as a captain, I just kind of let winning kind of get to me, like you want to win so bad that you lose sight of what's important, you know what I mean? And if I could go back and change it, I would, but in those moments, you just get so caught up in winning that you lose sight of what's important, and I drafted people and told them, I was like, or I traded for people and everything, and I told a couple people, I was like, I'm going to get you playing time, and I feel like I got a lot of people playing time, but I feel like I didn't get enough people playing time, you know what I mean? So it's kind of just those things where I lost sight of what was important. For me, I love maintaining the integrity of the game. Like for softball, we were getting strapped for players badly, like getting to the point where it was the day before the game and we had like 5 and we needed 7 realistically, and we ended up with 8. Which, it kind of worked out in the end. But I mean, it's just like, we were talking about picking up this dude that's played softball before, that knows the game. And I was like, I'd love to do that, but I have to talk to the captain first, because, I want to maintain fairness. I think that's something I could do better at is maintaining the integrity of the game. But also, there's people that drive long distances, that want to play the games. And for me, not giving them enough reps on offense or defense is kind of, what makes me any better than the rep hog in Pro Bowl 1. So it's just something I can do better at as a captain and whatnot. But, I think we're getting to the point where we're having a lot of people, potentially where we could have more than 2 teams playing with each other. So it really just depends. So yeah, that's just how I feel. You want to hit some more? Or?
Is there a certain team you're hoping to go to in this next softball?
I just want to be able to go to a team where, I can perform up to the standards that I want to. Because I did really good in Pro Bowl 1 performance in softball, but in Pro Bowl 2 I did really good on defense, but hitting wise I didn't play my best. Yeah. Like my defense improved tremendously in softball 1, which hey, we'll take it. But it means nothing if they're still dropping 40 runs on us.
Yeah.
That was a good pitch, I'm not gonna lie.
Not bad. I just thought about it too much.
What's your dream team?
I mean, probably Dragons, right? I'll be real. I mean, that's my cousin, dog. Hey, I mean, if I get drafted number 1 overall, no spoilers, but
You know, technically, since Luke is the new team, he's got the number 1 overall pick.
facts, bro.
It really just depends on who he drafts. Could be you.
Smart, it'll be me.
Could be Shannon Rowland. There's rumors about that. There's rumors about Shannon Rowland making her debut. We'll see. So, Andrew, let's just say, in theory, you win MVP for softball. Do the Wild Hogs make an appearance again?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm hoping the Wild Hogs show up soon. If I have to play against Isaiah, I mean, that'd be cool.
Well, technically, if you win MVP and beat Luke, you wouldn't have to
Yeah, I would be
play a
fun.
new team.
Yeah.
Might have to. I don't know if you think that long motor's pretty loud.
You gotta start adding beeps in there.
And that took a lot of editing, not gonna lie. Because I know the last bike up video that we did, there was a dropping a few bombs in there after my injury. But you can, that's good hit.
Fine. I've been waiting for that all day.
One more good one. That's hot. Oh no!
It's alright, it's just
That's a.
that actually might make the angle better. Yeah, it's just a little slanted.
Yeah, it's gotta. The in the last matchup that we did, the camera fell over like 5 times. It was kind of funny how much it fell over. It was. I think the wind played a factor in my leg cramping up on me.
Yeah.
Your hands getting black from it.
I was just getting my cramp. I should have hit that. That's a good pitch. I just. You mean? You got one?
Okay. Yeah. Josh Starr hit the camera again. The camera's getting victimized. Let's see if we can put it back in the air.
It should. It'll catch it. It is just slammed it. We'll fix it. One more time. One more time. That's the ball game. Let's get struck out. The Laser pilots lose. Dude, I tried.
I'm gonna go put it right there.
I gave it all I had. Oh, dude, that is messed up.
I mean, it's not as bad as this. So we're gonna go. I'll go grab that ball from back there too. Let's see. Let's get you here. Let's see. Probably right here. Or we could put you. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put this because those bars are kind of here. We can get it from right here. That's still a good look at the field. Coming up.
future of the Pro Bowl? Here's what I think. I think it's got a bright one. A very bright one.
For football, we've had 50 different, I think 53 people, something like that. That's a lot of people. That's 53 people from different states, everything like that. And that's not including the people that just played softball or just played basketball. So we're probably in the 70s, maybe. You think 70s? There's been 9? I can tell you there was
Five footballs, 2 basketballs,
and then 2 softballs.
just a 9. Dude, so this means Pro Bowl softball would be the 10th.
Yeah,
Dude, that
that's
also
a big deal.
that makes it a huge deal. We got a
10 events.
yeah, not only just the 3rd softball, it's the 10th overall event of the Pro Bowl. So I think that's the first time I'm realizing that. That makes it even bigger. Absolutely. Yeah, honestly, with it, that builds a
I
lot
think
of
they're doing
hype.
a golf tournament this weekend, but that's not really global. There's not a lot of people doing it. Golf is a very expensive sport.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call that. I mean, the Pro Bowl, the idea of a Pro Bowl Masters sounds good, but
It's in a very
the
expensive
funding just
investment.
isn't there, you know?
It's like you gotta get clubs and everything. That's gonna be like an all-day affair.
You know, I've wanted to do the Pro Olympics for so many years.
Maybe one day.
Because all we have to do is get all the team captains of each sport in the past, get them to assemble a team of maybe 7 or 8 people, and their teams get
I like that. We talked about doing that in Alaska, but that kind of fell through. Like a very long weekend. Do like softball, football.
I wouldn't include like the Pro Bowl. I would include smaller sports like pickleball, volleyball. You can do singles, you can do solo sports too.
Like a 100. Yeah, I think the future of the Pro Bowl is very bright. I mean, we're going in the right direction. We're getting awareness out there. We're doing everything that we can, so yeah. In softball, you got to swing at everything for Pro Bowl softball. So, no matter how bad the pitch is. But hey, make it contact. Love that left field. Good. Keep going. Gotta reach for balls like that. Oh, it doesn't pop up. It's not great. That's bad though.
I also need a stat teacher for baseball this year.
Like I said, you get one of the girls.
That's super easy to do stat teacher.
Yeah. Wait, it's not hard to do. I've done it. I've done it a couple times when I worked here. It's not hard. I mean, it's tedious, but I mean, you get a list going and everything. It counts like double. I like the t-shirt one. It's like the t-shirts are also cheaper too.
They're cheaper, but I don't know. I think it established.
But also, I think
That's part of the reason why I lost my loyalty.
They dropped $50 on an actual jersey. You know what I mean?
I would do it. I'd be like, I get not wanting to do it, but if you got a full-time job, right? Get your groceries for me.
So in theory, Andrew, there's been some cool.
In theory, I'm going to the team with full jersey.
In theory, there's a lot of different jerseys out there in the world. Rank your top 3 favorite jerseys of all time. Yeah, for like all the different events and everything like that.
Okay, I was a fan of. I'll start with honorable mentions. First, I'll put the Grizzlies t-shirts we wore in football. I won't put that in the top 3 because it lacks pizzazz, but it's very uniform. It's cheap. A lot of people are down to wear it. So
It has the actual logo.
it has the logo on it. So and it's got a name and a jersey number. There's not much more you could ask for. So I'll put it in the honorable mention. I was a big fan of my Hogs design last year when I led the team we got dogged in. It wasn't like those were all custom shirts, but it was just a simple design, and I'd probably that'd probably be an honorable mention. Let's see, if we're going into jerseys, top 3. Yeah, I'd have to put the Grizzlies from Pro Bowl 1 on those jerseys. Those were fire. At number 2, My 1 and 2 are like, it's hard to pick just one, but I'll go Tropic Thunder number 2 because I didn't play for them. But their jerseys were just beautiful, bro. They had sick jerseys. And number 1, I'd have to go Grizzlies. Or not Grizzlies, Dragons. Bro Bull 2 for softball. Those were the number 1s. Those were amazing. They were the best quality. They felt like actual jerseys.
Most expensive too.
Yeah, they were most expensive, but yeah, very far the best quality, and I'll be proud to show that to my children and grandchildren one day.
See, I'm gonna actually do a couple switch up here. I think my honorable mention is the Grizzlies' first jersey for softball because it just had colors. It didn't have much of anything.
Yeah.
I think number 3, definitely our Wild Hogs jerseys from last year, just because we did a lot. The jerseys were tough. Of course, number 2, I'm gonna have to go Fairbanks Grizzlies this recent year. I personally just like the design. The shirt's comfy. You can wear that out in public anytime. Number 1, Temple Dragons. By a long shot, they had probably some of the nicest jerseys. They had the swig underneath the lettering, which is something I wanted to get for the Grizzlies. And the first time we did softball, I just couldn't figure it out though. So who knows?
It's just because no one takes softball as serious as Isaiah. So even if he can't afford it, he's gonna go all out for his team. He wants to make the best jerseys possible.
You got everyone to pay for it too, or give or take.
I mean, yeah, just about. But I mean, we didn't have.
Well, the Tropic Thunder also, they got a lot. Tropic Thunder is also an honorable mention too.
Yeah,
I haven't got to get a good look at them, but they got a lot of people to buy their jerseys in comparison to the Grizzlies, who I always find an issue with my teams, and I think that's an issue with a lot of teams in general, is there's not a lot of conversation in our group chat. So, but
Well, we got a lot to buy the Grizzlies jerseys this year.
yeah,
So,
we got I think almost everyone, give or take,
just about.
besides I think everyone except Gabe. Yeah, I think everyone did, just give or take. Zeke had it, Bryant had it. I think legitimately everyone did, which that's probably the most unified the team's been. So the Bad Batch, their jerseys were cool, but ours were.
Yeah, I was a fan of the Bad Batches. Theirs weren't bad. Actually, I would add them to the honorable mentions. I wasn't even thinking about theirs. Their Pro Bowl 5 ones were pretty good. They did a good job playing homage and all that.
They're copyright infringing. Walking copyright infringement.
Yeah, but
Technically, we are.
Yeah,
too.
we are too.
But the team's dead though.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, most teams are copyright infringement. Like Wild Hogs, I got that logo from the movie. Tropic Thunder, that's obviously from.
Where did you get Wild Hogs from?
The movie Wild Hogs.
What's that one about?
It's got Tim Allen, John Travolta.
That's the one that plays Buzz
William
Lightyear, right?
Yeah, it's got the guy who plays Frank from Shameless, and it's got Martin Lawrence.
That's the dude that plays Sensei Creed. Right?
Yeah, dude, you need to watch Wild Hogs tonight.
What is it about?
It's just about like 4 middle-aged dudes that used to ride motorcycles, like traveling across the country, trying to be young again and stuff. It's super funny, bro. You gotta watch it. I can't believe you don't even know the name behind the Wild Hogs organization.
And then Saturn Unicorns, that was pretty original.
Yeah. That's
Memphis
probably-
Raiders, that's also a copyright infringement.
I mean, it was once the Tuscan Raiders, so.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis makes it sound better.
Yeah, now that they're just the Raiders and they represent Memphis.
They represent Memphis and Wyoming, but there's not a Memphis in Wyoming.
I haven't even established who the Wild Hogs represent. So, I guess if I'd say the Wild Hogs had to represent anyone, it would be Seattle. The Seattle Wild Hogs. Yeah.
I think Saturn Unicorns is about the only.
I'll say Seattle because I love the city of Seattle. I've been there.
Beautiful.
Been there once, and I'll be going back there this fall. So, beautiful city. So I mean, the Wild Hogs aren't coming back anytime soon, but when they do, they will be the Seattle Wild Hogs.
You know, I guess that sounds about right. getting a buzz cut potentially. I don't know, see, like, when I used to use my hair really to do anything really too crazy. I probably also need to start putting, like, product in it or something like that. But I'm also, like, working on, I don't know, I'm going to be working at an old folks home every other week. So.
I thought you were going to be a book.
Yeah, we're doing it at like old folks home. It's like,
What do you want to start with?
next Thursday.
What are you doing with that?
On back Friday for Elijah's wedding.
Oh, so you're going to be, oh yeah, you're going to be there, right?
I'm gonna be there a week.
Oh.
Yeah. But still though. Gotta get back home for Elijah's wedding. It's gonna be one of the biggest global weddings of all time. Dude, good hit. Hey, we'll take that.
We have habits.
Too hot. Oh, I'll give you a crossover. Good hit. That one's gonna be a hard play though for the defense.
Yeah.
He's got to take off running. Good hit. So that one's gonna be a hard play too. There's not a lot of people are gonna have fielding experience. Why did I go in that direction? That's a good hit too. There's not a. That's going right through the middle there. I'll be able to get to that. Good hit. Good hit. You're finding a groove here. That's Get your groove though. Good hit. Good hit. Just going with you. Especially if you're in that pitch there. That's a rolling into the outfield. Good hit.
Always room to improve, though. Good day at hitting for me, though.
Let's get you those two. You want to hit two? Those two. You guys think about when we go play at the softball, there ain't gonna be a bench there.
That is confirmed for Labor Day, though, right?
Yeah. That's what we're leaning towards. But looking that we're gonna have to get the field up.
Oh, it's going to be in Alabama?
Yeah.
That's fair.
That had a lot of power to it. It would have gone deep. Good hit.
You got to remember, bro, it's not all about home runs. It's all
About getting the ball.
Yeah. That was a kind of problem of mine last year. I knew that was big.
know as much, but I mean, you want the glove at all? No. You want the glove?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, not great hit, but making contact. You just hit the right part of that. That was oh, that's bad.
Trying to give it a little
Yeah, I'm getting to swing it this way. There we go. That's a good hit. Oh, inside the mark or double. First one hit all day. Yeah, unfortunately, like I said, we got to swing at everything. No matter what.
That's a rule?
Yeah.
No, that's a crap.
Well, that's what we did for this last one.
We get everything. I mean, we don't have to
Well, I
do
mean, if
well.
it's a bad pitch, you know, you get like a leeway.
Yeah.
But it can't be bad pitches all the time. That's,
Yeah.
oh!
I'm not saying, like, I don't think we should do walls. I think we should do walls, but like if she throw like 6 balls, like not 4.
Yeah. Well, that's a good hitting session, eh? I locked in on that. We locked in on that last one.
Still work to do. Still plenty of time.
Let's break her down. So, we're still 5 months away from softball. Still a lot of time to get better and improve. But you know, I mean, that's probably the best I felt hitting in a while. So I think it's because I actually got good gloves now. Last one's like ripping on my hands. But
Felt good to be out here.
yeah, I felt good to get out here, get some exercise, hit. You know, me and Andrew, we love softball. I mean,
Absolutely.
and honestly, Brobel Softball 1 was a very last minute event.
Yep.
Because I missed out on football in 2023, and I wanted to do an event where I could get out there and play. And we came up with softball, and we got a good turnout. So, you know,
Indeed.
it's time to be great, you know.
That's right.
It's time to, I don't know when the draft's going to be. We'll do it at some point. Probably in June.
Yep.
I think
Indeed.
June's a fair time. Gives a lot of people to add for drop ad and whatnot. Labor Day, everyone should be clear, so we'll just go ahead and announce that I'll be home from a job then, and then next week we'll be leaving out for Alaska.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So it's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, but this has been season 2, episode 1. Mike Dove, Andrew, do you have any closing remarks for the thousands of people that watch our stuff?
Free Palestine.
Okay. No more comment.